Hey guys, so, it's Thursday, a little bit of a throwback by wearing my Ultimate Rec shirt. Ultimate Rec, yeah, that's one of the awesome games that we played on Thursdays at Wind Shape Camps for Girls at Young Harris. You can totally have fun with that. I had fun with it. And today I'm just going to talk about some stories. I've already talked about a lot of stories from this particular summer, so I'm going to be talking about stories from the summer of 2015, the one that just most recently happened. So we're going to start with all of these photos right here. These are photos from a segment that we called Selfies with G. I am G, it's short for G-Force. We'll be talking about that another day. But one of the ways that I tried to kind of cultivate relationships with the campers, as I did not have direct contact with them every day, because I just kind of slipped in and slipped out doing videos and photos and stuff every single day, we created Selfies with G, which was kind of like our own little Instagram where the campers could come and ask me for a selfie, and in order to get their selfie they had to answer a question, and I could ask them anything that had to do with camp, whether that was what their team time leader taught to what did the camp pastor talk about that day. It could be anything, and it tried to reinforce everything that we were doing with the day at camp. And it was a lot of fun. It got overwhelming sometimes, and we didn't end up doing it all summer. There were some weeks where we kind of forgot, but it happened. And the idea actually came about from one specific camper who, on the very first day of camp, this was week 2, Monday of week 2, a camper just stopped me and asked me, "Can I have a selfie?" And I was like, sure, why not? We can appease him. And then that spurred on the idea, and I talked about it with my production director, and we just created this entire idea and we announced it. And so the pictures would end up in the pre-show section of Power Surge, which is our final production thing of the day. So kids got to see themselves on the big screen, and it was fun for them. It was fun for me because I got to get to know some of the campers even better. And then it was just, I now have an entire wall of selfies with campers, and there are some that are mixed in there that were taken with staff members as well. But it was a fun experience. Week 4 was the first week that I actually had campers, because when the way it works in communities is when the camp gets to a certain size, more staff members have to step in because it's more than what our allotted staff that are team time leaders. It's more than what they can handle. So I was a team time leader week 4, and it was Wednesday, which is Gospel Day. So we're sharing the gospel, and I was going through the different parts. The way that we explain the gospel is the same way that North Point Ministries explains the gospel. So you have the heart, you have the chair, you have the cross, and you have the gift. Those are the 4 different parts, and it breaks down John 3:16. So I was specifically talking about the chair because I was going through each part trying to reinforce it with my campers. And so I stood up in my team time room, and I was trying to explain the chair. And because my campers have such active imaginations, they claimed that I sat on someone named Bob. Because apparently Bob was sitting in the imaginary chair that I was trying to explain how faith works, and they would not let it go. So when we were talking about stuff on Friday, what their favorite part was, a lot of my campers said that their favorite part of the week was when I sat on Bob. Yep. One of our staffers, he was Superman all summer long, and I'm not sure if you're aware, maybe you are if you know your superhero history stuff, but Supergirl's name is Kara. My name is Kara, so therefore I was Supergirl. So you had Superman and Supergirl, they're cousins. So since we had Superman on staff, he became my cousin, and that created for a very interesting situation that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So yeah, those are all the stories that I'm going to share today. So I could share plenty more stories, and if you want to hear more of my stories, leave comments down below telling me that you want to hear more stories, or if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask them and I will do my best to answer them. So until tomorrow, I will see you next video. Bye.